Good YouTubing, everybody. Thanks for stopping by and checking out this review. What we're going to talk about is the Uncanny X-Men Marvel Legends Marvel's Angels, which is priced at $35.99 plus shipping. Before we get started, guys, let me know something. Let me know something in the comments. Is this a figure that you've been waiting for? And are you going to add it to your collection? Let me know. But guys, we're going to go ahead and roll them off the stand and let's give them that measure and let's check out the packaging. Okay, so let's take a look at this thing. So the packaging looks really good. I do like the style of it being slim and not bulky. I'm not a fan of the bulky packaging. Some people are, but let's look at it. So on top, you have the black covering over like Marvel Legends does, and you have the yellow X-Men on the top there, right? The logo of X-Men. And on the side panels, you're gonna have some of that comic artwork, which is pretty nice. It has a curve to it on each side, which is easy for storage. That looks very nice there. And on the front, you have this window style bubble with all the accessories, which I do like, especially for collecting. If you weren't going to open the box, this will look very well. You see the X-Men, Marvel Angels, and you have the Aegis and Hasbro on the bottom there. You see the ribbon going across. And on the back of the packaging, you have Marvel's Angel. Then you have the comic artwork there, kind of like a comic card. And you have the bio on the back. You can pause that and read it, and you have some sayings there. But the box alone looks very well. The package looks good, loving the window style, like I said before. So not too bad on the packaging, and that will do it for the packaging. Okay, so let's see where he measures at. We'll start with the body of the figure. I'm not going to use the wings. We'll do the body. Start with the inches. We'll go from the foot to his head, and it looks like he's at 6.5 inches. Don't know if you can see, but 6.5 is what I'm looking at, right? And if you want to look at the centimeter side, 6.5 usually points out at roughly about, let's see here. Let's put it straight. Okay, there it is. And it looks like he's at 16.5 centimeters, right? Okay, so let's look at the wingspan. The wingspan is quite large. There you go. We'll spread out one. And the wingspan of the figure will go from where the connection is all the way to the last feather, right? Okay, so let's put on inches. We'll just do the inches. Last feather, and looks like an 8-inch long wingspan, which is pretty awesome. 8 inches. Okay, then centimeter wise, if it's 8 inches, we'll go at 20 centimeters. Okay, all right. So that's where he's at on the inches and centimeters. Okay. And for the size comparison, we'll just do a large figure. We'll do Adaptoid because he's about 12 inches. Very large figure. And you can see that the wingspan of Angel is just massive because this is a 12-inch figure. And that wingspan is 8 inches apiece. So you're looking at 16 on the wingspan, okay? And we'll do 1997 Wolverine. We already know Wolverine's small as it is, but just to give you an idea of how it looks. Okay? All right, so you see how the figures are. You see that wingspan. You see the size of Adaptoid versus Angel. And you see Wolverine, right? You get the idea. Okay. All right, so I want to run through the sculpting and the paint of the figure. We'll start with the head. You can see the mold, the yellow paint over it right there. But the yellow mold there, that's molded. You see the lines that it grooves. I think they did well with that. Of course, with the nice cuts going across with the yellow paint. Not bad. If you look at the face, you can see the cuts here from when it was molded to chip away to make away as his faceplate there, right? Okay. Looking at the ears, that's sculpted in as well before paint was done. And you're looking at the eyebrows. The eyebrows they're painted on very slim. You can see it. There you go. Let's get a little closer with some lighting there. Let's put some light on that. Okay, you see the eyes and the eyebrows. Not bad on the paint. You got the brush black, and you can see the blue eyes with the white. So they didn't do too well on that. They did well on that. Not bad. And you see the nose sculpt and the lips with the paint there. Kind of brushed on. You can see the paint going over his lips. Even the paint on the face is kind of going over his lips as well. So it's an okay job on the lips. Not that great, but it's good enough when you're looking at it from a distance. So it's not bad. But let's look at that sculpting to make the faceplate. You see it there? His costume looks like his costume is over his face. The cuts are really nice, and the red paint is good on that as well. We love the sculpting. Great sculpting, great chin. We do like that. You see the muscle area here? That's all ABS, hard plastic, going all to his body as well. And let's look at the paint here. So you see the halo in the middle. That is paint there, yellow. I don't know if that's brushed on or is that a decal. It's not shiny enough for a decal, but you see it there. The paint on the shoulders are okay, which can be scuffed off. As I'm looking here, I can see that if you were to do a lot of work to it, this would scuff off. But this paint on the body is a little more, what I'd say, it's on there a lot better. It's thicker, and it looks like it had more coating versus the shoulders. The shoulders look like it was done with just a dab of paint, maybe once or twice, but it will fade away if played with a lot, okay? And if we're looking at the gauntlets, they have that same white as they do kind of in the middle. It's real thick, or that just might be the white plastic with the gauntlets and the fist. But if you look closely, put some light to it, you see that on the fist, it's white plastic, of course, and the gauntlet. But you move further up, you're going to get that white scuffy paint like you do have in the shoulders. This does scuff. If I were to use my nail and go across it, it would scuff it. You would see the red underneath, which the figure is in all red. And that's the same on both sides of the figure. Okay, so if we go to the back, you're going to have the more thick plastic here on the torso. Not so much on the leg areas and the insides, but it goes all the way down. But when you come to the bottom of his figure, it's going to be that same paint that could be scratched off, just like the shoulders and on top of the forearms. So there, it's really cheesy that they did that. Why not make the paint thick everywhere around? Don't know why, but you can see it in the joint there, that this was just splashed on. See the joint? Okay, yeah, so that I don't like, because like I said, a lot of movements with the hands, that would rub off. So not liking that. We know the inner legs, I just said, and you can see that there is a scuff mark there, just to let you know how easily that happens. And I have not touched this figure much at all. Okay, so you're gonna get the same concept on the boots as well. Okay, you get that white thick plastic, which is kind of ABS, PBS sort of kind of deal with the multiple articulations and whatnot. But again, it's going to be that thick plastic with the top of the boot with the same scuffy plastic, right? When they're pertaining to the way the boot looks. They're trying to make that boot look with a pointiness to it, and they just slap on some paint just to try to get it like that look of that he has in the comics, which is okay if you're not messing with the figure that much, okay? All right, so we see this figure here. The feet is all thick ABS plastic, no PVC at all, except for joints. But you see the rest of the figures in all red, all the same red. I don't see any different red here at all. Maybe it's a little glossy by the rib cage, by the muscles here, but I don't see anything out of the norm like the shoulders. Everything else is what I said it was, okay? And let's look at that face one more time with the sculpting for the suit, the eyes, the eyebrows, all done well. Okay, that's gonna do it for the paint ops and the sculpt. All right, so let's look at the accessories. We'll start off with his hands. We looked at them before on the figure, but the hands are gonna be with latches. They'll have their own latch, and they're they're ABS because they're really tough to move. It's not PVC. You just have a latch that moves, and there is just the hand relaxed with a little bit of artwork on it, some grooves. Nothing really crazy, but you can see enough for the figure just to add a little detail. Okay, there you go on that. And the other one, a little more open, in a little more crazy form, kind of a grab open form, like he would grab something. And you can see the little detail, minor detail, kind of veins there. You have the nail look, plus the latch itself in the peg system. But there you have it for the other hand, okay? So we'll look at the other scope. It's just as good as the other scope we looked at that was on the figure in the back there. If you look at this one, he has a different suit on, okay? So he has the same hair mold. Well, actually, it's kind of it's the same hair mold, same swoosh with the yellow and then the grooves inside it, right? And if you look at his costume, this time his costume is cut different. You see the difference in the cut on the side there. You see that, and then he also has it coming over his nose there, which is great paint because of the fact that they cut those really nicely, and then they painted the face and the eyebrows. Let's go over here, and the suit goes on the tip of his nose there. You see that? Now his mouth is open, and you can see his teeth and his lips, right? And I think they did okay on that. The first one, you can see when they did the paint with the figure of the face with the flesh color, and then they painted the lips, you can see that flesh color through the lips. I don't see it. Yeah, it's on this one as well. You can still see the same thing. When you look at it, it looks like he has lipstick on, which I don't think he wore lipstick. And his teeth has some of it on there too. So kind of a sloppy job on the paint because it bled onto his teeth. And it looks like his teeth has glitter on it, which is kind of crazy. But the rest of the figure on here itself looks really good. Okay, so let's take a look at the wings. We'll only look at one. No need to look at both of them because they're the same, just on different sides. We'll start off with the design of it. So you do have a feathered look, and it also has a kind of a brownish wash to it. You have I guess you have the grayish color, and then they put a brown to it and washed it onto the blades, to the feathers. And it looks pretty good. I mean, it looks good to me. And you see it there. So in the center here that hooks onto his back, you're going to have a peg system. It goes in. It just pegs into his body, fits it in the way you want to. And then you're going to have your latch here. That's your latch to make the movements that you want to do with the feathers, right? Okay. That's pretty cool. Then you're going to have the pin system. The pin system is in a sandwich motion. So you sandwich up the blades, and then you put the pin inside, and then you have your motions the way you like, right? Okay, and that's pretty cool, and they do look pretty nice. Okay, that's gonna do it for the feathers. Of course, I mean for the wings, you get 2 of those, and that's gonna do it for the accessories. I think it should come with more. I know the wings are a lot. Yeah, a head sculpt. But give me something, maybe an extra pair of hands or another additional head sculpt, especially for the price. But okay, that's it. So let's check out the points of articulation, the POA. So we're going to start with the head first. Let's take it off. So the head is on a ball and socket. As you can see there, the ball and socket. And it also has a latch. Up and down latches just for those uses there. We see that. So let's see how the head movement works on those. So the down, we know that's pretty good. That's as far as you need it. And then your ups, very well, especially for flying poses. We need that as well. We like that. Okay. And does he have any tilts? Minor tilts. I wouldn't say any tilts. He has tilts there, maybe, but it doesn't really. Yeah. Well, whoa. Okay. No, I think you get it off the ball a little bit, and then you can tilt it. Just tip it off the ball some. If you're trying to do poses for photos, you can do it if you just lift it off the ball some, but you will have some of that showing, which you do not want. Okay, so the head movement, very great. Just the tilts are really limited, so not that great on that. Okay, so let's go to the shoulders. We know the shoulders are on the flies here. You see the flies have the lateral motion, right? Of course, they would rotate inside the joint in the ball and socket. Then you would have more motions up there, right? You see that? The rotating motions there. Okay. Also, we have our bicep swivel. There we go. Smoothly, nothing to heat up. And then you have your joints, your double joints in the arm, right? Okay. And if you look on both sides, that will be the same thing, right? Okay, so the hands, they are rotating, of course, because they have additional hands. And they also have latches of their own. As you can see there, they also have their own latch. There you go. All right. The middle of the figure, very sturdy, like the shine, looks good. You have the system here where he does that crunch. Okay, got it? Then you have the outer crunch as well, which I think, to me personally, is one of the worst ones. I don't like that. It just shows too much when he's doing that, or maybe you just don't show much when you're doing it. Maybe. It's a personal thing. But looking at him during the waist area here, of course, he turns all the way around. Those are great. Not bad on that. And you're looking at the dumbbell flies here. Okay. Then you have your thigh swivel. There you go. And that's going to be the same on both sides of the figure. So let's go down to the knees. Are they on double joints? Let's check those. We have 1. And then we have 2. So we're on the double jointed knee, right? Bring it back out. Okay. Also, on top of the calf, you have rotations. Well, that would be mid-calf. Yeah, mid-calf, rotation there. Okay. All right. Feet are on rockers. There's your rocker. Rockety rock. Okay. And they have latches of their own with no pivot in the toe. And I think that's going to do it for the articulation. Right? Okay. I didn't want to forget, looking at the figure and the articulation, I wanted to show you, with it on his back. Of course, that's what we would look at. We've seen what it looks like with the wingspan in the size comparison. Well, let's see what it looks like on his back, right? You see him here. Let me get him far back enough. You see how it's open there? And let's just open him out just like so. Okay? There you go. You see him there? Get that shape. There you go. That looks really good, right? Nice. I love this. We've been waiting for him for a while too. But there you go. You see that? How it retracts. Retracts on in. Closes up. And there you go. He's ready to go. Okay. That's all I need to show you on that. All right. So let's go over some pros and cons. Let's go over the cons first. The cons are, it doesn't have enough accessories. I know the wings are a part of it. He has a pair of hands and a head sculpt, but I think for the price, he should have an additional head sculpt and another pair of hands. That would be nice to me. And the pros are, the figure looks really good. I think the wingspan is spot on. I like the hinges. I like how they spread out. I like how they retract in. And I do like the coloring. The figure itself has nice sculpting on it. The head sculpts look good. The paint on it's good in some areas. You have minor issues with a few things that can be looked over. But for most of all on the figure, I think I'm going to go ahead and give it a 4 out of 5 stars. Guys, let me know what your stars are. And you guessed it, you can get it at Bigbadtoystore.com. Just check out Bigbadtoystore.com. So what are you waiting for? Check them out. And this brings us to the end of our video. If you found the video informational or you just simply enjoyed watching, please hit the like, comment, share, and subscribe button. And as always, this has been another toy review. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.